Of all the cars that have been hyped in 2025, this is definitely one of them that's up there, the MGS5 EV. How they got away with that name over Audi, I have no idea, but they have. So today in this video, we're going to find out should you consider it over a Kia EV3, a Skoda Elroq, or anything else in there for that matter. We'll cover the warranty, the ridiculous service interval, in my opinion, the charging speed, how efficient it is across 2,000 kilometers, and what's the interior space like compared to some of the competition. Essentially, if you're shortlisting this car, or at least trying to, you're in the right place. Welcome to Not Beyond Cars. So let's first of all show you around this car. What I like about it is the nose. It's kind of got some nice sharp angles. I think we have some almost Cupra looking headlights over the front, and they make some good looking cars. It has to be said, there is a camera under here, a very important part of the spec on this car. I'll tell you why that is in just a couple of moments. We have some air curtains under the lower part of the main headlight unit coming around here. Bridgestone tyres, and they're a reasonable size. They're 18-inch tyres, so more or less decent levels of comfort. There are a couple of times when it's a little bit bumpy and choppy. You have some plastic down here, some brushed grey lower down. This is a keyless entry version, so you have a little button on the door handle. There's some chrome, which is unusual in this day and age. You don't get that on too many cars. And we have these aluminium brushed silver roof rails. Charging port is on this side. We're going to cover the charging speeds and all that stuff a little bit later on in the video. Obviously you have your DC charging on this side. On the long range battery, it is faster. That's what I'll tell you for now. Bit of a boot spoiler. We have a wiper, and I like the MG light bar on the rear. It looks pretty smart the way it goes right the way across. Some brands don't even, they stop here, so it doesn't go all the way across in a lot of brands. This is EV for the green one. It is missing because it's a 251 plate. The little green tab on the side, which is now a thing where you can trigger people who don't like EVs basically and have a little green marker on your car to let them know that you're saving the planet. Or are you? Well, the entry version of this has an LFP battery. The second tier and the long range battery are NMC. So if you don't know what all that means, I'm not going to go into it now. You can Google it. If you do, that's probably all you need to know. On the wheelbase of this car, it's 2730 millimeters, which is kind of up there with things like the Kia Sportage, which is one of those best-in-class SUV wheelbases. And obviously this has a flat floor because it's a fully electric vehicle. The boot on the MG5S is 453 litres, but there's a catch. Before I tell you about the catch though, let me tell you that on the highest spec you get an electric boot release. And this is the thing, for the 35,000 euro or so for the price of this car, it really does come very, very well spec'd. Boot space, lengthwise, just shy of 3 feet, for those of you that want to look at it that way. Or 5, if you'd rather something a bit more modern. And if you're judging it by width, yeah, it's kind of 4 foot, 122. Story with the leaderage then, so that includes under here tools who comment on things and annoy you. You can put some tools there, I guess. There's a gunky thing, there's a triangle. As you can see, that can be dropped, and then you get the 453. You've got little nets on the side here, which are good because other things will fall in there if you don't have them. There's a shopping hook holder, and as you can see, there's a dirty looking Type 2 cable just thrown here because there's no frunk. Now you could obviously put that under here, and then it'd be tucked out of the way. And you have a little tab for holding things on here as well. But I would like a little groove or two up here to hold this in place. So this is what you're getting in the back of the MGS5, which includes an armrest. And there's actual proper angle on it, because so many brands for some reason get that wrong. This doesn't feel cheap. It feels very good and high quality, as do the textures here. The MG logo, I don't know if you can see that, is also kind of inscribed in the middle. And look at this posh Isofix cover malarkey. So, yeah, the inside feels a bit cheap, but if you're not using the Isofix, of which there's 2 back here, you can cover it up with this little flap. It's nice. And then for those of you wondering, yes, the floor is fully flat. That is one of the benefits of a modern electric only ground up EV. Lots of legroom. So standard enough, basic enough back here. There is a USB-C charger point. I will say on the 2 Isofix there isn't one on the front passenger. Sometimes you get that in new cars, sometimes you don't. It just kind of depends the look of the draw. But I'm okay with the headroom because there is lots of it, and there's good space for the knees and all that stuff as well. And even the materials on the doors doesn't feel too low rent. Basically, if you're a man spreader and proud of it, you're going to be fine. If you are a regular viewer of this channel, you'll be aware of a recent video I mentioned where it's just quite not as easy to get some revenue from YouTube these days. So if an ad pops up, you might actually watch it. Trust me, it really helps because nothing else is funding this channel and you're getting to watch this video for free. So I'd really appreciate it. And now it's time to immerse you in the whole experience of the MGS5. Enter the meta glasses. Not really sure how this is going to work without looking like a numpty. But let's give it a go, because it's worth showing you the dash as you'd see it if you were going to buy this car. Hey Meta, start filming. By the way, these things only film when there's a light on. In case you're wondering if people have these and you're wondering, are they always filming? No. So, you have this screen here, which gives you your vitals, like your state of charge, percentage-wise, your range. There's a relatively decent onboard overview here of what's around you in traffic. Obviously, you've got your speed and your speed sign. On that note, if you want to get rid of it, you can just swipe down here and your MG Pilot Custom will turn the speed beeps off. Now, someone told me there's a way to do it where that speed still stays and doesn't beep at you. I haven't found it just yet, but I'll get back to you on it. There's hill descent control here. There's a hotspot. There's Wi-Fi. You can open the tailgate. In fact, you can even decide how far up or down the tailgate goes. And then you have this camera, which is very good. So you've got lovely overviews from the side. Gives you things, even when you're turning, you'll get a little window that'll pop up here. My issue with it is when you have nav on, like CarPlay or whatever, and you put on the indicator, you get the camera view here, and that actually blocks out quite a chunk of your CarPlay to tell you where you're going for your Google Maps. So that can be a bit annoying. There is also native maps on this car here. So again, that's something that for the price you would definitely expect, but a lot of brands are, for whatever reason, leaving this out sometimes. Now, down here, it feels a little bit cheap. Like those buttons just, I don't know, they remind me of a microwave in 1994. I mean, at least there are buttons, but anyway, yeah. Is this making sense? Something else that's hard to get on board with, this kind of carbon fibre thing. Yeah, it might be nice if that was brushed silver. I don't want to say piano black because I know that will annoy people, but this is nice. MG give you lots of physical buttons to your speed limiter. You can even save the favorites, so you can set up your own button on that. Bit of cruise control, and then some more buttons on this side. This fella here is your gear selector. In car parks, and when you're kind of holding people up and you want it to work really quickly, sometimes going from reverse to drive, it just doesn't happen first time. And you've got to hammer the brake really hard and twist it again, and it's done it several times. So that is something just to be aware of. There is a generous storage space under the armrest, and that's where they've snuck in 2 USB-C charging ports. But that's not all, folks. Order now, and underneath the, well, where you would have a transmission tunnel is another storage space area. That's good. The door bins are also, yeah, they're not bad. Like, that's a 2-litre bottle. It will sit in there and stay still. Those cross-ons aren't mine, I swear. And you'll fit sunglasses and things like that, and there's still a bit of space down there. So, quite a decent door bin. In fact, all throughout the car, the door bins are decent. Also, for those of you who might be wondering where the one-pedal driving is, if you go to the car thing, drive mode normal, one-pedal drive is here. I just find it too intrusive. There's a couple of different modes on that. The regen braking, also adaptive, might be a way to do it. The hill descent control selection is down there, and comfort braking, which I have turned on, that basically says it's a smoother braking experience. So that's where all those settings are. So it's not MG Pilot, it's driving control. You can also set up your cluster as to where you want to go. Now, I've got 38% state of charge and 158 kilometers. Let's see. I've actually arrived and there's a charging space, so let's see how we get on. So one of the good things that some of you have rightly pointed out about this MG is the charger port is on this side, the opposite side to the ID4, which is the best-selling electric car consistently in Ireland. And sometimes if a charger is blocked on that side, obviously someone could get into either side in this one, then you could whiz up in your MG and technically skip the queue. So meant to get 139 kilowatt fast charging in this car. I didn't really think this one out too well, so let me slip around here and squeeze by. Okay, so here we go. Just give you a better view of how it's looking. So we're in Carrick Mines. We're in CD3TH, which is this one. And as we can see, we have some, I really haven't thought this properly through. We have a free charging space. So let's connect this up and let's see what kind of speed we actually get. So we're on left and we're using combo CCS. In theory, I should just be able to swipe. I also noticed that the prices are going up to 66 cent kilowatt hour. It does seem to start to charge much faster when you use the app as opposed to a card. Now here's an ID4 pulling up now, but he's gonna kill my speed in half here now because he's gonna use the other side of the charger. That's another annoying part of the whole process. In fact, the charger hasn't even started yet. It's still doing the initial handover handshake, so I haven't even got to the charging speed yet, and he's about to plug in. So oh, hang on, here's a pre-charge. Okay, what are we going to get? Anywhere near, now there's only 37% state of charge, so it's not exactly empty, but can we get near the 139 or the claimed 139, and for how long? It's riveting stuff, in fairness, this charging lark. And let's see how high we can get before Mr. ID4 plugs in. Oh, don't do that! 90, oh, 100, okay. 106, 112, 15. Remember, we're just a little over 30%. That's not far off the 139. Oh, can we get it? Can we get it? This is impressive. Pretty much. Pretty much. Oh, the ID4 just kicked in. So not a bad experiment, I think. I mean, I would have liked to see if that charging curve stayed at that sort of speed. Unfortunately, the wrong time, right place, wrong time at the ID4 plugged in. But even to reach anywhere close to the claimed fastest speed with almost 40% state of charge, I think it's quite impressive. Again, I just love this overview camera. It's so good. It helps you navigate tight spaces, get into car parks, get into spaces that you wouldn't have otherwise got into, in my opinion, because they're just tight, and it just shows you lots of information. So that is very, very useful. 170 brake horsepower and 230 brake horsepower on the mid and higher extended range version of the car. None of the versions feel particularly quick. You've got a 49 kilowatt hour battery and then a 64 kilowatt hour on the long range. And I would imagine you're officially, they're saying mid 400s and maybe less than 400 on the 49 kilowatt hour battery. Certainly in this long range, I have been impressed by the fuel efficiency for the simple reason that 15.2 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers seems to be as bad as it's getting. Now it is August, but that's a mix of driving and it's across 2002 kilometers. So there's been a lot of driving in that, and it's not bad. Brakes wise, there's a decent enough brake feel. There is regen, but you have to go into screens to do it, so you're not going to be doing that on the move. Once or twice I've got this really weird squeak from the brake disc at very low speeds. Don't know if it's a bit of dirt, don't know what the story is. Steering is also fine. It's light, there's a little bit of feedback from it. The suspension is all right the way it's set up. If you hit some potholes, yeah, you will feel it. These are 18s, remember. Over a ramp there, for example, you feel a little bit. Is it totally smooth? Not all the time. Hopefully you've found out all you might need to know about this car in this video review today. Word to the wise, if you're going to use this as a taxi or a public service vehicle, they'll only give you the warranty for 3 years or 100,000 kilometers. If you're a private user, then it's 7 or 150,000. That seems a little bit unfair. And does it make MG have doubts about their own product? So that's something I would definitely question. And no doubt this is a vehicle that probably a lot of taxi drivers will be interested in, judging by the amount of MG4s you see on Irish roads. The service interval itself, 24,000 kilometers or 12 months, whichever comes first. Is that a way of brands getting more money out of you because there's less moving parts in an EV? I'm not so sure. Would I have a Skoda Elroq over it? I'd probably maybe would. I just can't give you a definitive black and white answer for the simple reason that the highest spec on this is 35,000 euro, and in some cases it has a longer warranty than the Skoda. Some people will just prefer a European car. This is obviously a Chinese manufacturer. Not necessarily anything wrong with that, but time will tell. If you've had one of these cars from MG in the UK, what's the after sales been like? I certainly don't hear the same negative stories in Ireland that we do in the UK, and maybe just we have a better dealer network here. I'm not sure what it is, but let me know. Get involved in the discussions down below. If you've come this far in the video, you're a proper subscriber and viewer, so I really do appreciate it. Thank you for sitting through the ads. Thank you for helping fund what I do, because without the ads, without the revenue, I won't be able to continue to do this. It's as simple as that. So I really do appreciate you coming with me this far today, and I'll see you next time.